Hi, brothers and sisters. It's Mike from We Are the Saints. Thank you for coming by and watching this video. As you can see by the title, we have a great testimony today, and I'm looking forward to speaking with Mike about his testimony, how he came to the Lord. A few things I want to talk about quickly before we get started. We have just taken some of the artwork, as you've seen from some of the other videos. We've taken it out and getting some high resolution digital images for it to try and get really capture the prints for you. And we're going to be putting it up on one of our stores that we're using, or one of the providers that we're using. And just keep an eye out for that if it's something you're interested in. If you're looking to donate or to help out with the ministry in any way that you can. I've been doing a lot of praying for the Lord and asking him what he wants to do with the channel and what he wants to do with the messages. And as of right now, I'm going to continue to bring out messages and speak to you. Once we get through this holiday season and we go into the new year, things will get back on track, and I'll be doing Sunday services as well. But for today, I really wanted to do more testimonies, so I'm going to be reaching out to some of you who I've spoken to as well about doing your testimony. So keep an eye out for that. If I have your contact, I'll be contacting you. But today's testimony is someone who reached out to me many, many months ago. We've spoken quite a bit, and I've heard parts of his testimony, and I'm really interested to see what the Lord has taken him from to where he is today. I think his testimony is really going to resonate with somebody out there. There's someone out there who will really feel in their spirit or feel in their heart that what the Lord has done for Mike is similar to what the Lord could do for you. And somebody out there is going to watch this, and it's going to really impact them. I hope more than one person, but even if it's just one person, it's well worth it. And I'm so happy to be able to do it for the Lord. So without further ado, I'm going to bring Mike on, and we're going to have a chat with Mike. So Mike, hi, how are you? Welcome.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for having me. Thank you very much for your introduction. And I'm very honored to be on the channel with you and with every viewers live or afterwards.
Yes, wonderful. Yes. Thank you so much. I mean, yeah, I know we've spoken a little bit about how we met, but I'm going to let you sort of tell the audience your journey from where you were. And I'm thinking, we should probably go back to, maybe when you were younger, just a bit of context, did you have any sort of, did you have any Christian influence in your life at all when you were younger?
I think I inherited Christian influence through the generations, but I think the sap dried up a bit in let's say it like that. But my mother she was really insisting that I finish my first communion and confirmation, and afterwards I could choose if I want to pursue to be more into faith or not. But and I chose not to, because at school, I'm from Canada, and at school you can choose between religion courses or moral. I don't know. I originally speak French.
Public school.
Yeah.
Yeah, public school. Yeah.
So I went to public school, but later on you'll see that the faith in family came back, and I've heard stories about my grandfather doing the rosary every night with all the family gathered around. Mm-hmm. But for myself, at my generation with my parents, we would go to Christmas mass, the Christmas Eve mass, when I was young. But at some point we kind of stopped going, and I would rarely go to church, maybe for baptism or I don't know, someone died or
or a wedding.
Yeah, or true, for a wedding. So that was about it.
So So you said that when you were living in Quebec, you're living in between Quebec City and Montreal.
Yeah, I mainly
Okay.
grew up all my time in Quebec, and then when I was older, found work. The work was more appealing in Montreal, so I moved there. Yeah, but I grew up in Quebec City. Yeah.
Quebec City. Okay, yeah. I've been to Quebec City. It's a beautiful city. Especially I think it's Chateau Frontenac.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
the
beautiful, and
wonderful old Quebec is beautiful. Yeah.
yes. A lot of Americans go to Quebec City instead of going to France because like it's maybe longer or more expensive. So you can have a taste of Europe.
You can. Yes, there is a really big European influence
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Quebec City. Yep. Yep,
Yeah,
for sure. It's wonderful.
it's the first city that was founded when like the settlers came from France. So it's
Right.
the oldest
Right,
in North
exactly.
America. Yeah.
Yeah, so if anyone's listening, your accent is a French Canadian accent.
Yes.
Just for people that say no, okay?
Yes. And I eat
So,
poutine.
and you eat poutine, yeah.
Yeah.
I think pretty much all Canadians eat poutines at some point. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of it originated in Quebec, but it's branched out so much now that, yeah, everybody enjoys it.
Yeah.
So, you're living in Montreal. So now, you're older, you're working. What happens in your life at that point? Did you ever see God in your life? If you look back and you look your 20s and 30s or even your late teens, did you see God in your life kind of working but just didn't know it?
Oh yeah. When I think about it, like I know that he was there. I just was not noticing it. But in my heart, this word, there always, I always had this yearning, like there's something out there, there's something more, or I couldn't express it, but the way I was expressing it was like there's something wrong with me. Like I was always like in depressive cycles sometimes, and I thought like, oh, maybe it's what I eat. So I would go to a nutritionist, and then it would be good for 3 months, and then I would come back to a state where I'm not fulfilled, and I would do that with like physical exercise or another thing, and nothing could quite fulfill me. But I always had this curiosity of like I have to find something out, and yeah, like I've seen therapists. I was doing therapy, and my faith was moved towards like a bit of the new age movement, like with meditation, and I was believing in God,
Mhm.
and I believed in angels and archangels. And I was like, it's silly because like my name is Mike, and I was really liking Archangel Michael because he has the same name as me. But
Same name.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's kind of like yeah, and I know my mother gave me when I was 17, when I had my first car, a medal of Saint Joseph, because in Montreal it's and Saint Joseph, if you don't know, it's the saint. I don't know if we say that in English, but the saint patron, or is the one that
Yep.
oversees Canada, is the one responsible for Canada.
Oh, the
And
patron saint of oh, okay.
yeah, yeah,
I
and
didn't know that. I didn't know that. No.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Interesting. That's an interesting fact. And that's a Roman Catholic sort of background to that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes. Yes. Just because yeah, the Roman Catholic Church, you know, has canonized certain people over the many, many years and calls them saints for people who don't know. But in Montreal, because it's French, there's a high number of Catholic
yeah,
Christians. It's just the way it is. It's the heavy influence of the Roman Catholic Church from France back in the 1500s or whatever it was when they came over. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, right? Yeah. So your mother would give you that almost as
yeah.
protection over you while you were out driving or out somewhere in the world. Yeah.
e- exactly. But like I respected it, and I kept it like in my glove
Yep.
box, and I
Yep.
never like nothing happened. But still, I was not like believing like Jesus was not in my life at that point, and but I was
Yeah.
respecting those signs because I believed in angels, and and even in the New Age movement, like there's a bit of these concepts too. So I kept the medal. I still have it today, but now like you said at the beginning, like, oh, like was Christ always present in your life? Like those are the signs. Like when you think about it, oh yeah, like it's like when you watch a movie. Towards the end of the movie, when you discover what's happening, sometimes like they go backward in time and they show you what,
Right.
like at each scene, like it kind of like was like that in my life. I had a lot of signs, but it took me quite a while to like acknowledge them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, in Montreal, did you meet someone? Did you meet your wife in Montreal? What happened there?
Yeah, so I met my what would be my what would be a wife. Like I'm divorced now, but I met a woman that became my wife. And what was interesting is that she was Muslim, from a Muslim background, and she said to me, like, if you want to marry me, you'll have to convert. And I was reading a lot of books about faith or like New Age. I know, like, but still, God sometimes it lures you in with what you're interested in. And I was like, as I said, I was always curious about like I knew that there was something out there. So when she said that to me, I read a part of the Quran, and it was resonating with me. Like it starts the same as a bit of the Bible. Like I don't want to influence anyone with their faith, but we're here for Christ. I mean, but
yeah,
but like it starts with like God is merciful, and so like I was kind of relating to. So I decided, okay, yes, I'll convert, and we got married in Morocco, and we came back in Montreal, and that's when life kind of changed for us because we were both living in Montreal, and she came to me and she said like, oh, why don't we travel a bit? Would you want to like do a world tour with me? And I said yes, and we sold everything, and we just buy a one-way ticket, and we plan everything over several months. And before, like, I even sold my car, and before another sign, the day before departure, I went on foot to do another like last minute. I had to buy something, and in Montreal, in downtown, there's the chapel. I have to translate real time in like, but it's La Cathédrale Marie Reine du Monde, which is the cathedral of Mary, Queen of the World. And I was in front of that cathedral, and
cathedral, yeah.
Yeah, I saw this shiny object, and I just picked it up, and it was a medal, and the same size as the medal of Saint Joseph. And I turned it around, and there was a plane and a train, and there was kind of this angel on the front. So later on, I put it in my pocket, I kept it, and I brought it with me along with the Saint Joseph medal during the trip. But I later found out it was Saint Christopher, the saint that you pray when you travel. So
Wow.
it was a day before.
Isn't that funny? Okay.
Yeah. That was amazing. So I kept the medal.
That is amazing. It really is.
So nothing happened to us. Like we had some troubles, but always like at some point someone wanted to steal our stuff, and another person got wind of it, and so we were very protected. We traveled for maybe a year and a half, and I was reading books about the countries with sacred geometry. So I was like a detective, like when I was going to sacred sites, and there was like I don't know, like I'm going to this place, and there was these eagles that were surrounding us, and I was like, and it was kind of relating to the what I was reading in books, and yeah, but yeah, maybe the first I would say like everything is a miracle in life. Like, our breath is a miracle because God allows us to breathe. But
Hmm.
something out of the ordinary, like healing that occurred at those times. What you have to know is, like, I had a bad knee before leaving, and it was over several months, if not years. And I went to see a specialist. I had scans on my knees, and he said, like, the cushion between your two bones is really
Hmm.
thin now because you did a lot of sports. I was really active. Like, I was a really active kid. I played every sport imaginable. So he said, like, there's nothing we can do, but I'm going to give you exercises so that you strengthen the muscles between, like, surrounding your knee. So it's going to
Hmm.
help. So every day I was doing the 15-minute exercises, even during the travel. But at some point I received a message, and I don't remember how I received it. But as I said, like, I noticed, like, when there's a song, sometimes, like, everything blacks out, and one sentence, like, I it's kind of a message that is I have to
Yes.
hear, or
Yes.
I see something, or I read something, and, like, one sentence just stands out. So I was,
Right.
even though I was not following Christ per se, like, these signs, I not always, like, you can develop your sensibility, I would say, but
Hmm.
at some point I received a message, and I didn't know, I can't remember how I got it, but it said, put your hands and ask the angels for your healing. But I didn't know what it was for, but I just remember that. So I started to put my hands around my knee every day after the exercises for 5 minutes, and I was asking the healings from the angel. And I think God specifically chose this sentence because I was believing in archangels and the angels. So maybe if he said,
Okay.
like, ask
Yeah.
someone specific, or Christ, maybe it wouldn't resonate with me as well. So I think
So he
that's
was
why.
calling you, and that's exactly what the Lord does. The Lord will call you in whatever way he feels is going to resonate with you at the time. Yeah, that makes complete sense. Hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, you said it perfectly. And one day I walked, like, we were supposed to go on a glacier in Argentina, and my brother-in-law says to me, like, oh, it's a by call, by phone, like, you say, oh, it's I think it's a blessed glacier. So okay, I say, I didn't think too much of it, but and the morning I woke up super happy, like nothing could bother me, like my pain, like I didn't care, like I said, oh, I have pain, like, that's okay. And we went on the glacier, and at some point I felt an instant relief in my knee, and I looked around, and, like, I was really surprised, and it felt good, it felt warmth. And I had big boots with, like, spikes, metal spikes. So that
Hmm.
was not the usual way I walked. So I said to myself, like, when I'll get on the ground, like, and I walk, I'll see, but I don't know what just happened. And I just made my day. But when I came back on the ground, I walked normally because I was limping a bit before, and I was just healed. And I could feel all the sore muscles around my knee, and I could even feel, like, in my legs, like the Lord healed my knee per se, but all the surrounding muscles that were compensating, like when you limp, and even my
Hmm.
other knee on the other
Hmm.
side, like, I could feel now that, like, my body was rearranging itself, but nothing else was healed but the knee. But after a week, everything was healed, like every muscle, every sore muscle. So that was the first, and I just kept it to myself. I think I don't think I've shared that with my wife at the
So you
time.
pondered all that into your heart.
Yeah,
You
and
kept it all in your heart. Okay.
yeah, and of course I thanked the angel, and I continued meditating, and I was believing in God at that time, and I was like I was very how do you grateful. So
Right. But you're still practicing Islam at this point, or you're in the Islamic.
Yeah, I was a Muslim, but I didn't practice much because, like, I don't speak the dialect from Morocco, and I didn't
Right.
know how to do the prayer. Like, I was not like in religion. I was a zero in every religion. Like, I could do
Right.
by myself anything, so I didn't have
Right.
someone. Later on, you like now I'm living in Morocco, and when I was Muslim there, I had my father-in-law, and I was praying with him. I was doing Ramadan. I was not eating for a whole month, so I had support like to do the actual rituals and practice. But at that time, no, I kind of did my old thing. Like I believe in God, the angels. I'm reading New Age books, and I was just going along like where the wind would take me.
Okay.
And
Okay. So you
yeah,
ended up doing this world tour, and then you ended up back in Morocco, which was your ex-wife's home country.
yeah.
Okay.
And just before that, like, I won't go into details on the second. I had the second healing.
Oh,
Uh,
right, right.
but before Morocco, I was in, I think it was Cambodia. I lost 20 pounds in 1 week, which is like 10 kilos. I was spitting blood, nothing like, and my rib was, I don't know, I like a cracked ribs.
Yes.
I couldn't lift my hands, or I couldn't sneeze. I couldn't take a deep breath. It was like a knife that would
Right.
go into one of my lung. And
So did you have a fall? Did you fall on it?
no, I think it was just by coughing
Oh.
and by being sick. And I
Oh,
was really
okay.
sick. I couldn't hold anything. Like I lost so much weight. And the last day, like before we went to the clinic, like I was seeing all white, and I started laughing because like I was so sick and I lost so much weight, and I didn't eat for like a week. Everything was brighter. Like when you increase the brightness on the picture,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could see everything like that. And I was like starting laughing. But I got healed from the sickness, the actual like I think I had a virus on a, but the
Hmm.
rib thing, I carried it for a couple of weeks, and I couldn't lift my hand, my arm, because like it was like a knife that was going into my lung, and I had to sleep seated. So I did the same thing. I put my hands and I had
Wow.
the healing. And then when I was along the Ganges in India, same thing happened. I wake up super happy. Nothing can bother me. Like I'm a photographer too, but like for
Hmm.
I'm an amateur photographer, so I was holding my camera like that. I couldn't, but it didn't bother me. Like I would say, oh, today I'm gonna have a good day. I was super happy. Same thing, like instant healing. I
Wow.
I look around, like if someone did something,
Right.
and I take a deep breath, but really slow, because I was expecting the knife in the in the lung. Nothing. I raised my hand slowly, nothing, and that's it. I was healed again.
Wow. Praise the
Yeah,
Lord.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Thank you, Jesus. Yes, praise the
Yes.
Lord. And I've always been a sucker for, like, I'm sorry for the I don't know if it's a bad expression, but I've always had the thing for healings. And I heard that my father had starting to get cancer, pancreatic cancer. So I wanted to do something, and I was seeing that healing was possible. So what I did is I wanted to follow a Reiki course. So as you can see, I was in all the things
Yes.
except
You're right.
Christ.
That's right. You're in all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so I took a course in India about doing Reiki, but like I don't know, I had this faith about healing, but in the wrong places.
Right.
But yeah. So yeah, we arrived to Morocco after a year and a half. Like maybe another thing I can say, like when I was doing the world tour, I read the book from Paulo Coelho, which is The Alchemist, and
Okay.
there are notions of Christianity in that, because he did the Compostelle walk. And so he has there was a guy named Melchizedek with the breastplate with the
Yes.
stones. after that, when I read it in the Bible, I said, oh, like I was exposed to these things a bit along the path, but I didn't know it. So I had always all these hints, I would say, along the path, but and the story kind of resonated to me, like it's in a desert. I'm married to like a Moroccan woman, and he moves along. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we arrived to Morocco, and I was quite kind of exhausted because like turning around the world, it's beautiful. I'm super grateful about the experience, and I think the Lord also like made me see a lot of different cultures, so I can relate to them. And because when you always live in Canada, you would say like, oh, this is normal life and everyone should live this life this way. But that there's multiple ways of living your life. Like I've seen people like in the woods, they send their children only in the morning, and that's that's the way they live, and it works. So it opened my eyes to, it defeated a lot of preconceptions I had about the world, and yeah. So when we arrived in Morocco, I was quite exhausted. So I said, just okay, let's just stay here and figure out what we want to do. Because after a long travel like that, we didn't want to go back to our old lives in Montreal, and we didn't know what we want to do. So we just stayed there for a couple of weeks, which turned in 10 years now. So we never left, and we had kids.
Oh,
and yeah. And I have two beautiful daughters, and which I'm very grateful. And but things got a bit like we grew a bit apart, and I would say that Christ was manifesting itself a bit more. Like for example, we went to Greece,
okay.
and I was walking, and I just saw the picture of Christ at my feet, and I just stopped and I picked it up, and again I put it in my pocket. But when I looked at it afterwards, it's the painting of like the Divine Mercy prayer.
Yes.
The saint that received that prayer like made a painting about Christ that she would see. So Saint Faustina, I
Right.
think. And so
Saint
it was,
Faustina?
yeah.
Yeah. Saint Faustina. Yes. Yes.
So it was that
Okay.
picture, and on the back
Right.
there was this
Right.
divine mercy prayer, and I didn't know anything about that prayer. Like, and I tried to do it by myself. It was in Italian, so it was saying like, okay, do the pater, but the pater is like the whole the Father prayer, but I didn't know, so I had to like
Yes.
look everything up and try to decipher. So I did the prayer, but I don't think I was doing it right in the beginning. But yeah, so Christ was manifesting a bit more into my life at that point, more directly, I would say. And then yeah, so my wife and I like started the divorce procedures, and it was really hard for me, and it was quite long, and I was alone, and even at some point I was really low. Like it was one of the lowest I've been in my life. So it was quite hard. Like I had all my family in Canada. I was there alone in the unknown. So one day, one lady, like I was doing therapy. Like it was a Reiki master, and I was really friend with her and her family. And she said, like, maybe you should do a breathing exercise in water. So I said, yeah, that might help. So, and I was at that time, I don't know why, but I was thinking about Saint John the Baptist, and I was seeing.
Oh, so you knew about Saint John the Baptist, did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I knew. And I was seeing this lake in my mind. I think it was a Jordan, but a few weeks before I could like I don't know. I always I always had that in my mind, that like this water. So we got there, and it was like a small heated pool on the ground. So it was like kind of a cocoon, or it was
Like in a cave, like a
yeah,
cave with a pool in it. Okay.
and that's how I felt. And so I started the breathing exercise with the woman, and that woman, she's a Muslim, but she grew up in France, and she grew up with the sisters. So even though she's Muslim,
Oh.
she had a Christian background,
Oh, wow.
and
Okay.
her dream growing up was to become a nun. And yeah, so that's the woman that was with me doing the breathing exercise, and we're super
Okay.
friends. Yeah. And while I was doing the breathing exercise, I felt two arms of light taking my hands and crossing them like that, and I could feel even the pressure in my hands.
Like that.
Yeah,
Was it holding you? Was it holding it hard against your chest?
yeah, yeah. The hands were here, and they were
Yeah.
holding my hands in the cross
Yeah.
pattern, and I could feel even the pressure in my hands. And at some point,
Wow.
the hands like just took me backwards to like plunge into the water. So I kind of knew it was a baptism. And after the breathing exercise, the lady that was with me, she said like, I just witnessed a baptism. And I think, yeah, it was my baptism.
So you were like this. Somehow some pressure was holding your hands. They were still holding onto your hands while pushing you. It pushed you back into the water.
Yeah.
And then you came up out of the water. Did you come up by yourself?
Yeah, I came up by myself, yeah.
Okay. And so when you came up, the woman you're with said, so what did she see? Did she see something happen, like besides you becoming immersed in water?
She's that lady, she's very spiritual in nature, and even like when she was younger, she wanted to have a child, and she prayed Mary about having a girl because she had already had a boy and she wanted a girl, so she prayed Mary, even though like she was Muslim, and she had a
Right.
girl, and she had a girl that named her Mary. And even like
Wow.
she told me a story about when she didn't have Mary yet, like her son was coming to her and said, "Hey, I saw the lady in white," and I truly believe that her son saw the Virgin Mary appeared because
Right.
he was constantly saying like, "I saw the lady in white, I saw the lady in white." And when she told me that story, like immediately I thought about Mary, and especially that she prayed about her, about having a girl. And so when that
Wow.
happened,
Yes.
I think she was sensible enough to like to know, and that's what she felt in her heart. She said like she said clearly, I don't. She doesn't said like I think. I said
She said,
I
I
said
witnessed a baptism.
yeah, that's I just witnessed, like that's clear. I just witnessed a baptism.
So how did you feel when you came up out of the water?
I felt um, vibrating, I would say, but I would felt very good. I felt a bit exhausted. It's like a weight.
Was coming off of your shoulders. A weight
Yeah,
was being lifted.
yeah.
Okay.
And I felt really good. And vibrating, because when you do these breathing exercise, like I don't know, it's like tingling sensation sometimes in your hands and feet. So I think overall I was kind of overwhelmed by all of this, but afterwards when I came into the locker room, it's like I was making my way out of a womb or something. Like I was so it's like a rebirth. Like
Oh, yeah.
I was so deep in that, and it was warm, and I was going slowly like to change outside, and it was getting
Colder?
colder and colder. Yes, so
So it was like you were being reborn.
yeah, I would say that
Like
like that.
Wow. That's amazing. Okay.
And even the exercise, the woman, she calls it rebirth session. So so you got that right.
God was using that moment not only in the physical but in the spiritual as a symbolic moment.
Yeah,
Like
I
he was
think so.
taking what she was doing and using it for his purpose. That's amazing.
Yes,
Wow.
yes, that's exactly it. Like you just said it. Like sometimes we think like we're doing thing outside of the path, but God will always find an opportunity to be there
Yes.
according to your interests or where you are in your life, and He will always reel
Right.
you in with is an opportunist.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
That's amazing. So then what happened after that? So did anything else take place after that?
Yeah, so it's kind of funny because a few days before that happened, like one of the lady that is in the same circle with the other woman that I just talked about, like she was calling me. She was a friend. She was like, Mike, you have to come. Like I'm organizing a travel. We're going to the south of Morocco. It's my family, and you have to come. And I was like not interested at all. I was in the middle of a divorce, and I was like
Mm-hmm.
constantly in the bed. And I said originally I said no. So she called me back a few days after, and she said, "Okay, you have to come. You have no choice. You're coming. I'm writing your name." And yeah,
Okay.
and
Okay.
that's it. So I agreed. So right after the 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 experience in the pool, the day after or the second day after we left, and then I arrived there, and it's the same thing. Like the entrance to this city, it's like two gigantic stones that they carved a small path. Like it's like you're entering another realm when you enter the city. And arriving there, there was a lion carved, like a lion in the. But
Mm-hmm.
I met someone that spoke to me about Christ. Like he was glued on my side, and he was constantly talking about Christ.
So okay, so hang on a sec. Was this a
Yeah.
stranger?
No, he was part of the travel
Oh,
group,
part of the travel group. Okay. Okay.
but that was someone that I didn't know about, and he was from the same city I was, I think. Yeah. But yeah, so I didn't know he was coming. We just got there by multiple cars, but as soon as we got there, we went for a walk, and he talked to me about Christ, and he had a cane because he had a cane. So and the second day he started to talk to me about his testimony about being healed himself by Christ. Uh, he was being a Muslim, and he converted to Christianity now. Like he prays, and and I was feeling the Lord's presence so much that even like during the night, I had a room alone, but there was two bed. I would pull out the drapes, or I would like
The
I would
sheets, the
yeah I
bed
would
sheets.
yeah I would pull the sheet so that Christ can sleep beside me in the same room. Like that's how much I felt His presence. I would, okay, you can sleep with me if you want.
Wow.
So Christ was really there, and he was telling me about his testimony. He had cancer, hip cancer. He had a big plastic uh, cast that he couldn't walk. He would walk with I don't know what's the word, but like a tool. And he went to see all the specialists, but at some point he heard about south of France, a lady that would like heal people, and he went there. And when he entered, he saw the Virgin Mary on the wall with Jesus, and the lady said, like, when you'll get out of here, you will dance. And he laid on the table. She put her hands. He felt like honey and light, and it, it lasted several minutes. And then she said, like, okay, you can just walk. And he was hesitating to put his hand to put his foot down because it was quite painful without his apparatus. So, but he walked, and now he's walking only with a cane, and he spreads the gospel. And there's a lot of Moroccans that feel the pull to Christ,
Hmm.
and I think Christ sends those people to him, and like because he knows, like he's been in the Muslim country. It happened to me too. Like several people came to me, like, or
Hmm.
like they would see my cross. I now wear a cross. Like
Yep.
they would say, "Oh, like I don't know why I'm thinking about Jesus lately. Can you tell me about him?" or things like that. So yeah,
That's amazing. So
yeah,
I want to say something because I know that briefly before we came on the air, before we recorded this, you and I had a quick conversation. I told you that the Lord would most likely speak to me during your testimony. So he is, and I want to tell you that. So you were chosen. You were chosen for a time such as this, very similar to me, where I was chosen for a particular purpose. You're chosen for a purpose, and the Lord wouldn't let you go. So you were called by the Father. So you were never, the Lord was always going to come after you. It was always your choice, but you obviously made the right choice. But he came after you. It was Jesus himself who baptized you.
uh, th- thank you, Lord, and thank you, Mike. Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you for the confirmation, and yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Yeah,
Thank you,
I can
Jesus.
really, the Spirit is really moving. My goodness. Whew, this is an amazing testimony. Okay, so you, so where were we? You were,
Yeah, during the divorce, I'm in Morocco. The Christ
right,
manifests itself
right.
more.
The person was healed. You said that someone was healed. This man was healed in the south of France.
Yes.
So he's obviously talking to you about what happened. So did something happen from this man as well?
Yeah, yeah, we became friends, really good friends, and we could talk about Christ, and he showed me how to pray. He brought me a rosary, and he taught me the rosary, like I like
How to really pray it? Okay.
yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
never,
Yeah.
like I didn't know how to do those things. And the day that he come to my house, I was living in my house at that moment. When he came, I heard a big boom, and someone threw a big rock in the window. The window didn't break, but I just opened the door. I saw the rock, and then my friend like rang the bell, and I knew it was like, I don't know, the devil or evil spirits that like was not happy about my friend coming over, because he showed me the rosary that day, and we talked about, and he gave me a rosary.
Right.
That happened too, and we became friends. And yeah, after that, a lot of I held on a lot about my divorce. I didn't want a divorce, but I held on a lot, and I think now I know that God had other plans for me, or like.
Yes.
But when I, like, it lasted a long time. It was very difficult for me. But when I said, okay, I agree. I'm gonna sign everything, and I'm gonna leave the house, and the divorce was pronounced, I think, the day after or 2 days, and everything went super. Like, thinking about it now, day one I would have done that, but I had to live all of that and realize by myself that I had to let go of that life, and
Hmm.
everything was okay. And since then, like, and as I said to you just before, like, I felt also, and I understood that after that, I had to get divorced, and it was kind of symbolic too, and also maybe for real, concretely, I had to leave my Muslim marriage to um, be a bride for Christ, because you cannot be married to two persons. And that's funny, because I
Well,
had a lot of like,
you can't be unequally yoked.
yeah,
You can't be like, so, and that's why the Lord's saying he chose you for a specific reason. So yeah, you are part of his bride, and he doesn't want you to be blemished, especially with um, um, a marriage that is, worshiping idols and worshiping the wrong God. And, God talks about, Jesus talked, or the Lord talked about this, in the Old Testament, where he would say to his people, the Hebrews, don't marry foreign women. If you marry foreign women, then they will steer you away from me. And so that is basically what happened. In order to be fully committed to Jesus, you had to be out of that marriage. And I'm not promoting that people should be divorced in order to become a Christian or to love Jesus. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is, and what I'm saying to you, Mike, is that, and what the Lord's telling me is that you were chosen for a very specific purpose. You've been set aside. Many are called, few are chosen, and even fewer pick up the cross and follow him every day. In order for you to do that, that's what had to happen. And from now until the Lord calls you away, you're completely under his protection. Absolutely,
Amen.
100%. You don't have anything to worry about. Just put your trust in him. Like I spoke to you about this before. And now I have a really better understanding. The Lord's even saying to me, now you know why I wanted him to reach out to you, because I would understand what you're talking about. Like I get what you're talking about. And I'm glad we're friends, and I know we're going to keep up with this friendship.
Yes.
So, and we'll both grow together with the Lord. And yeah, so sorry I interrupted you. So is there anything else to that you want to add after that?
I can tell you so many stories. Like I don't know. Since then, I've been blessed a lot regarding many things. But like some people would come to the house and like she would see my cross and I found a cross. Can you speak
What
about
does it mean?
Jesus? Like
What
yeah,
does
what does
when
it
they ask you
mean?
what does it mean? Yes.
And talk to me about Jesus, and like the person says, my mother has artifacts that has Christianity on that. Like, so people a bit like are sent to me so that I can talk about them, about Christ, my testimony, but so that their faith grows. And that lady, like I said to her, I'm gonna pray for you that only you can know that Christ is sending you a message, and I want Christ to like give you a sign so that you really know in yourself that He's with you. And we went to mass together. So she was like, and after that prayer, she called me 2 days after, and she said, like, remember, like I found a cross, and I have the cross. She showed me the cross, and I said yes, and she said, okay. I was walking to the beach, and we're in Morocco. Like there's not a lot of crosses in Morocco. Like,
Well, no, yeah.
and she said like I felt something hit my feet, and I just like I've looked, I picked it up, and it was a cross again. So and so she truly believed that it was the Lord sending her a message that day, and we kind of like went to mass, and I gave her some things to read. So yeah, so I could go on like, and I met another person. She like and she said to me like, do you want to go to France? And I just said yes. And while there, my friend said, you have to go to this mass, because it's a mass in France that Jesus heals every week. You put your prayer intentions, and then the Holy Spirit descend on those giving the mass, and they say messages like, oh, a man came today, didn't want to come, he had a blue shirt, and he's praying for his daughter. The Lord will come to his daughter, and she will be healed. Like, and it's every week in France.
Wow.
So people, my message when I speak to people, like, okay, when you read the Bible, you see all these miracles, but they never stopped. And
No, they're
today,
still going on to this day.
yeah,
Everything that's in the Bible is so. Jesus told me, and I've read it, but he's told me specifically, he says, I am the same God as I was then, as I am today, as I will be in the future. I don't change. His messages of love and forgiveness and mercy, they're still here today. His word of, you will know my disciples because they will heal people, they will cast out demons, they will give sight to the blind. Um, that's still going on today. It's still happening today.
Yeah.
And but the enemy has done a really good job of putting a veil over people's eyes. So they can't see that. They can only go so far. And then the veil comes up and they won't go past it. They won't push through it. So before we go, I have a couple of questions. One is, how did the Lord bring you to We Are the Saints, or how did you come across the channel?
Yeah, well, like the Christ was more and more present into my life, and I watched my fair share of YouTube, and so I came across your channel, and it really resonated to me because there was no. It was all giving, like, for free. The message was always of love, and even with your deep voice, your name Mike also, the way I was relating to Archangel Michael, like I was, maybe it's a sign. So I and since then, like I really connected to all the messages. Like it seems I would land on the proper video of yours, of the Lord, like what I needed to hear every day. And
Right.
at some point it was like a way for me to connect with God, because I don't receive yet, or like it's the Lord's it's on me too, but I don't receive the messages clearly as you maybe sometimes. So it was a way for me to believe that someone can have a relationship with God. So listening to your video every day, because I binge watch your videos, like every day I would listen to one or more videos during so it really increased my faith about developing a relationship with Jesus.
Right.
And plus, like, all the videos contains beautiful messages, and messages that you need to hear yourself. And I wanted to touch also, like when you said, like it's really like I'm really grateful about, like, God sometimes choosing people, but for those at home, like it's not all perfect. Like your faith sometimes to me, like, sometimes it's a difficult thing. Like you have to push through, and not always everything like goes according, like not all day are like miracle filled, like yes, but sometimes you're challenged, and so if you have like moments where maybe not everything goes well into your life, don't just push through. Stay close to even it's said in the Bible, like even if you don't believe, at least read the word, so that you don't go too far. So when you'll be ready, at least you're going to be close. So yeah, but we have beautiful persons like you, all the We Are the Saints community. So when you feel maybe you're under attack, or like you feel a bit low, or you lack some faith, so just reach out and ask, and it will be given. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we're all still human.
Yeah.
And so we technically have a birth defect. It's the skin, right? So it's the skin we're in is the birth defect. The flesh is of no help. So we're always going to feel, the sting of condemnation. And so it's good for brothers and sisters to stay together and help build each other up. That's key. And if you can get yourself to a point, and this is an interesting thing the Holy Spirit's bringing up. The Holy Spirit wants the people to listen and hear this. It's like, if you can get yourself to a relationship where the relationship you have with Jesus is familiar enough, is strong enough that when you do get low, if you can at least say to yourself, I know it's going to get better. I know I can push through. That's what the Lord is looking for in his disciples, especially those who are going to be going on to do other things, or going to be doing more. He needs to see okay, today, instead of it being 5 steps forward, it's only going to be 1, and it's going to be everything I got to get that 1 step ahead. But just keep on moving. Yeah, and that's what he's looking for in his bride. You know, it's if you stay still or you start moving backwards, then you begin to get drowsy and sleepy and maybe a little lazy. And it's important to have that relationship with Jesus, which is why I always say, this channel is designed to help you have a better relationship with Jesus. That's it. Really, in a nutshell, that's what it's all about. And obviously, the messages that you watched from the Lord helped you develop a stronger or a more familiar relationship with Jesus. Whereas even though he is fully God, he's also fully man. And he doesn't want to just be your God, he wants to be your friend. And that's evident in everything that we do. If we don't see that Jesus wants to be our brother, our friend, our mentor, and not just our God that we serve, then maybe there's something going, maybe the relationship is not so good. Maybe that needs to be something that needs to be focused on to get to that point. And if this channel does anything, if it gets you to that point, and then you can move on and do what the Lord wants you to do, great. That's all that I could ask for. I just hope that that's what people are getting from it. And you telling your testimony on this channel reminds me of what the Lord is doing through this humble channel and what the Lord can do with somebody else in the next part of their life or whatever it is they're going to be doing for the Lord, and to just recognize it. I've had other channels over the years that helped me in the same exact way you're talking about. And so you're probably like me, Mike. We connect on a level where we're very similar in a lot of ways. The connection. I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? What was I saying, Lord? Yeah. Oh, I completely lost my train of thought. Interesting.
Don't worry,
Anyway.
if it comes back, you can interrupt me.
I will. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So continue on.
Yeah, maybe if we can close the loop, like I was saying, like we're not following our faith in the family. Now that, like 2 years ago, my parents came to visit me in Morocco, and like I spoke to them about my testimony. It was the first time for a long time I couldn't speak about my testimony. Like I was not feeling worthy of like just sharing these things, or I don't know. And I finally did it with my parents, and I even said to them, like, 't someday I won't be a computer scientist anymore, and I will just I don't know what the Lord wants me to do, but I feel that I will do something else. And since then, they started to go back to church, and every morning they watch the mass, and we speak about Christ, and they're speaking like many stories in the family. So it's like in the family tree, the sap came back, and it gives beautiful leaves now. So that I'm very grateful for that. So, and I feel more comfortable to speak about my faith now, and I have a cross at home. And, what you have to know also in Morocco, they give freedom of religion, but still sometimes I ask I can be a Christian there, especially that I'm Caucasian. Like they're not bothering me much, but sometimes I ask, like, why am I here, like in the Muslim country? I cannot preach on the corner. It's illegal to preach or something, but they have church, and they like you can exercise your faith. But no, yes, to close the story,
I'm not sure what happened here, but we froze up, it looks like. I'm going to take you off the screen and put you back on and see if we can finish up here. Nope. Doesn't look like you're coming back on. I'm not sure what happened there. I'll give you a minute, see if you come back on. Sorry about that, for those of you who are watching. Something must have happened. That's okay. We lost it. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap that up. Maybe I'll get Mike on again to finish another video. But anyway, was absolutely thankful that I met Mike. Mike reached out to us during one of our call outs for people to join the Discord. And that's the other thing too, join the Discord. Come meet people who are like you. It was also a call out for those who are looking to help out. We're looking for people to help. But if you resonated with this, please reach out to us. Mike is on Discord. And if you want to talk with him, if you felt something that really resonated with you, with the way he was being baptized by the Lord himself, which was mind-blowing, or maybe because he's in a Muslim country, whatever, or maybe you live in Morocco, I don't know, maybe you want to reach out to him. But thank you for watching. We're on Discord. God bless you. And I think, wait a second, we're going to get Mike back on. I think it just came through, and we'll try and finish this off here.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Hi,
I lost internet. There's snowstorms in Quebec, and
Oh,
so
okay.
sorry. Yeah.
All right. No worries. No worries. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to probably just wrap it up. If there's anything that you want to say, the last bit, is there anything you want to maybe say to somebody who is resonates with you? Let's go ahead.
Well, first, thank you for everyone to like making it through all the video. It's really appreciated. May God bless every one of you, and I wish you a blessed year, everyone. And even though like people like listening later on the replays on YouTube, like maybe sometimes the message is for you. God knows no time, so
Right.
yeah. So thank you. I'm very thank you, Mike, for the opportunity. It's very appreciated. Like the Lord had put me on my heart, like to do this testimony for a long time. So I'm glad it's out, and I'm very grateful for it to be on the We Are the Saints channel. So, and if you have prayer requests, I really like to pray. I pray every day for a lot of people. So don't hesitate. I'm on the Discord on the We Are the Saints, and
Right.
So don't hesitate. So
Okay.
may God bless you all.
I'm pretty sure you're under Mike Gleason Jr. on Discord. So if anybody goes on there and wants to see you,
Exactly.
and or just go on the general announcement section or whatever, and you just want to say, hey, I'd like to speak. If anyone can put me in touch with Mike, no problem. We'll figure out a way for you guys to get connected. So thanks very much, Mike. Thanks for taking the time. I've been very blessed by this testimony. I hope someone else is too. Actually, I know they will be. I know they will. So anyway, thanks, Mike. We'll be talking soon, okay? God bless you. And if I don't talk to you before, have a good flight out.
Thanks. Thank you very much.
God bless. We'll see you. Bye-bye. So that worked out really well. He got back on. Great. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them on the bottom here. And if you want to reach out to Mike on Discord, great. If not, you can email me. I'll try and find a way for you to connect. And thanks again for watching. Thank you so much. Hopefully I'll see you on the next video. God bless you and shalom.